In this video, I want to check out a new Japanese craft kit that features water-based Taba squishies. The concept behind this kit isn't that new, but I'm very curious to see if we can actually get the level of detail and cuteness that these images show. The method used here is called spherification, and the most famous example is probably this Korean cooking pot that went viral a few years ago. The main problem I've always had with these kits is getting an adequate level of detail. In all of my previous videos, I was barely able to get a heart shape or any sort of recognizable outline. So I'm intrigued by these adorable cinnamon roll designs and really wonder whether we can recreate these characters. This kit contains 2 packets of calcium salt, 6 molds, 4 bottles of sodium aldrinate gel, and some Taba squishy bags and stickers. The first problem is that I can't find any instruction sheets. You have to scan a QR code which gives you everything digitally. Unfortunately, I can't read Japanese, and my usual method of using the Google Translate app doesn't work if this is already on my screen. So I'm just trying to figure out the quantities by looking for numbers. I see 700 milliliters, and I'm assuming this is the amount of water that you should add the salt to. This salt is either calcium chloride or calcium lactate, and it should be fully dissolved into the water. This solution is really important because it turns the gel into a solid object later on. If the concentration here is too weak or too strong, then the entire DIY can fail. In some craft kits, they recommend that you dip the plastic mold into the liquid first. This supposedly helps the gel to solidify from both sides by leaving a thin layer of calcium chloride behind. However, after a lot of testing, I realized that this really doesn't make a difference. If anything, dipping the mold inside can cause a gel to solidify too early and mess up the details. So it's totally fine to skip this step. These molds are much higher quality than the other kits I've tried, and they have very clean compartments for each color. You have to fill it up with the different shades, and this part reminds me a lot of using royal icing on cookies. This is super satisfying and quite easy. The trick is to stay away from the edges because the gel will automatically flow into all the corners anyway. This way, you'll always get clean outlines. If the shape is very small, then you can use a toothpick to help spread it out. If you get any smudges, then the easiest way is just to use your finger to wipe it away. This gel is entirely non-toxic, and the ingredients are derived from seaweed. It also has no smell and is very easy to clean. On that basis, this is probably one of the best possible DIYs to do with kids. Unlike resin or silicone, this type of sodium aldrinate gel is totally safe for skin. The salt solution is also harmless, however it can make your hands feel a bit dry if you're sensitive to that. The next step is to submerge the entire mold into the liquid and just wait. This will start the chemical reaction that turns the surface of the gel solid. You can shake the mold very gently to help the liquid reach the other side, but resist the urge to peel the squishy off before it detaches by itself. These sodium aldrinate pieces will float off at some point, and touching them too early can rip the membrane. I have to say I'm really positively surprised about how much detail is visible here. Since sodium aldrinate shrinks a lot, it's always a challenge to maintain the right shape and proportions. However, the face and overall outline of this toast is clearly visible. The texture is squishy in a jelly-like way, but it's a lot more fragile than a silicone Taba. If I have to pick out one thing that I don't like about this kit, is that they show colors in the packaging that's not included inside. I'm guessing the red, gold, and yellow are from refill packs. Not having all the colors does limit the final result, and it also means you cannot get exactly what is shown on the package. I actually bought a kit many years ago from the same company and I never used it, so I'm going to borrow the yellow gel from there. Incidentally, this is exactly how popping boba is made. You can buy fruit-grade calcium lactate and sodium aldrinate separately and mix them into edible ingredients like juice. When this is spherified, it produces popping boba. I also made a video once trying to make soap balls in the same way. I'm really impressed how nicely the face turned out here. This is lovely Mocha, who is Cinnamon Roll's friend and often implied to be his girlfriend. I wish I had a golden gel like the picture on the box because that's the perfect color for Mocha. The yellow here feels a bit fragile, which I suspect is because the gel I used is very old. Now I want to check out these Taba bags. There are only 2 bags but 4 stickers, which I find a slight shame. It's nice to have a choice of design, but it means you can't use all of these. Since these squishies aren't reversible, it also makes no sense to put stickers on the front and back of the same bag. These look like paper, but they're actually made from a very thin and durable plastic. This feels almost water resistant and sticks perfectly onto the bag. The next problem, however, is how to fit the squishy inside. I noticed that all of these are quite a bit bigger than the bag. Considering how fragile these are, it would make far more sense to provide larger bags than try to get people to shrink their pieces. The best way to make these squishies smaller is to leave them in the salt solution for longer. Since the alginate will continue to solidify, the pieces become firmer as well. The only problem with this is that it starts to distort the outline because the surface starts to pull very tight. I made a second milk dango squishy and left this in the water for longer. The shape held up pretty well, but you can see that some areas of the dango are starting to lose their definition and look more like rectangles. The instructions recommend putting the squishy inside with a spoon, but I failed completely because this was still too big. However, I did manage to slide it in underwater, which is a trick that's often used for bagging sticky Taba squishies. It's upside down now, but I'm too scared to remove it because I'm worried it might pop. Unfortunately, the major difference between this and a real Taba is that you cannot apply full pressure when squeezing it. The squishiness comes from the liquid gel that's still in the center, and of course, if you press too hard, then the membrane will break. I'm going to leave these overnight to see what happens. I have a theory that letting them dry a bit in the open air will also help the shape become smaller and hopefully easier to put into the bag. Here they are the next day, and the mocha one has sadly popped. This was always more fragile because of the yellow gel, so I'm not hugely surprised. However, these two also feel very thin, and the gel started leaking while I was filming it. The only one that did hold up well was the squishy that I left for a lot longer in the salt solution. This has also become smaller, so I think I can get into the bag. It seems like the sodium alginate membrane becomes thinner as it dries up. So if there's a lot of liquid gel inside, then it makes the piece more fragile and may end up breaking. But if the membrane is thicker to begin with, then the drying process has a positive effect on the shape. This will shrink in size, but it still feels quite compact. As you can see, this squishy looks and feels quite solid. Based on my previous experiences with this type of DIY, I was honestly not expecting this level of detail in the final piece. Of course, it's not comparable to a real Taba squishy, but it's surprisingly cute for something that is so quick and simple to make. I feel this is a good alternative for kids who want to make Tabas but they're too young to work with silicone. I ordered this kit from Amazon Japan, and even though the shipping is a bit pricey, I still think it's a great place to shop directly for Japanese craft supplies. This company Edison makes very high quality products, and almost all of their kits turn out well. I hope this was interesting, and please subscribe for more. I'm Joanna, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!